Most of America's suburbs look like this: boring, big companies, consumerist, and car-centric. However, there are still small towns nested in these suburbs that retain that small town charm. This is Manassas, Virginia. Manassas is a small town of 41,000 people located around 30 miles from Washington, D.C. Inside Manassas, you can find all kinds of things, from restaurants to shops to museums. You can even find art studios and churches built in 1879, like 150 years ago. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history. So, in 1860s, this place exploded, literally. There was a battle 5 miles over there. The first battle of the Civil War, called the Battle of Manassas or the Battle of Bull Run, depending on who you ask. The Union named their battles after like physical objects. Bull Run is a creek, and the Confederacy did it after cities, so hence the name Manassas. 8 months after the Confederacy took this land, they actually retreated back to Richmond, their capital. So when they left, they burned everything. And the Union came, and it was just in shambles. This town was of much strategic importance during the Civil War. Because of the rail line that goes through here, it's a perfect place to have troops and provisions and everything else when you're going for a war effort, which both the Union and the Confederacy was doing. In July of 1861, the Battle of Manassas was fought here. It was fought about 5 miles that way. And rich people from Washington, D.C., who thought the Union were surely not going to lose, came and watched the battle over there. It was pretty amazing. When the Union did not win, they went bananas, and there was a whole rush to get back to D.C. Pretty crazy. Behind me is the Manassas Railway, whatever you want to call it, station. It serves Manassas and the local train to Washington, D.C. called VRE. But the history starts a long time ago. About a mile that way, there is an intersection that basically is a railroad that goes north, and then this goes east, and down there goes southwest. So because of the junction over there, Manassas has become a train town. Down there is a mini called a rail yard. There's a bunch of tracks, and there's some cars like this just sitting around. I don't know exactly what it's used for, but it's over there. These days, this station serves Amtrak and VRE, which is the local train that people take to Washington, D.C., and then they come home. That's what it's doing today. It's doing more than most train stations. Most train stations just serve one line, but this serves both Amtrak and VRE, so it's better than just one. So this is the classic Old Town Manassas. Right now it's not very busy because it's a random Tuesday at like 3 p.m. so not much going on, but in the summer when there's no COVID, it's Friday night, this place is definitely popping. One thing I really don't like about American small towns is how car-centric they are. It'd be nice if you could just walk down this road and just have people. I'll show a picture of Europe, and just, I like the way that is more than this. America's just so car-centric. So this is kind of sad. This building right here used to be a bookstore, and it was packed with books, and it was pretty nice. It was like a staple of the town, because like this is the main thoroughfare of the town. So COVID is really destroying small businesses. So if you can support small businesses, I suggest supporting small businesses. In commemoration of the Manassas Jubilee of Peace, the first instance in history where survivors of a great battle met 50 years later and exchanged friendly greetings at a place of actual combat, here on July 2nd, 1911. The closing scene was enacted here, on the tableau of the reunited states. The President, the Governor of Virginia, 48 maidens in white, took part with 1,000 veterans of the blue and gray, and 1,000 citizens of the new America. So very interesting that this happened here. I've lived here for 10 years and never knew that happened. A lot of things have changed due to COVID. However, one of the most interesting is the dining situation. Because most states have banned inside dining, like inside a building, Lots of businesses here and in big cities like even New York have built little outside, I don't know what to call them, they're like tent restaurants. Like inside here it's legal to eat, but inside there it's not, which doesn't make sense because that's going to stop a virus just as much as a brick wall. So, you know, government doesn't do things very well, obviously, these days. And yeah, that's just an interesting thing I just saw. That's the first one I've seen in real life. So this church right here, the ancient one, I actually did my 8th grade year of high school or middle school there. I was homeschooled, so it wasn't perfect, and I only did one class a week, but it's interesting being back here, and the sun is right in my eyes. Behind me is the Harris Pavilion. This is where community events and all kinds of stuff happen. The main community event that I know of is the Manassas Train Festival, which happens every year in June, I believe. The Manassas Train Festival is a festival that happens every June in the city of Manassas. Lots of people come with their model scale train layouts and they set them up around the old town. Lots of kids come from all around to see them. I saw them when I was younger, and it was one of the things I looked for every year. It's pretty crazy how now I live like 5 miles from where that took place. Even though a lot of Old Town Manassas has been revitalized, there's still parts that aren't great. Since the city is independent from the county which surrounds it, it also has its own police force, fire, schools, and court system. Ironically, it also holds courts for the Prince William County, which is a common thing in independent cities surrounded by a county. So, it is the next week and I am at the Manassas Regional Airport. This is the airport that serves the city of Manassas. It does not have any scheduled flights, so don't think you can come here from like New York or whatever, because you can't. But lots of private aviation happens here. It's the most economically happening non-commercial airport in the state of Virginia. So you got general aviation, you've got a company that sends medical labs to other places in the country from here. They'll fly it to where they test things, so the COVID tests go through it, so that's pretty interesting. I also call this place the transportation hub of Manassas because down there's the old town, but there's about a mile or two. Down there's a train station for VRE, and right here there's the airport. And of course you can drive here from pretty much anywhere. So yeah, I call it the transportation hub because you got trains right here, planes right there. The only thing that's missing is buses. Speaking of transportation, the ways that you can get to Manassas are either by driving a car or by taking one of the several trains that passes through this station every day. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more content like this and more content about places not tons of people know about, go ahead and hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.